Say something, Michael. Say something, Michael! Say something!
Hello, and welcome to the Tiger TV Halloween special. I'm your host, Mark Casolo. In this very spooky episode, we're going to be looking at several recent Fleetwood sports games, some of the various clubs and activities around the school, and some recent school events. But before we get to the spooktacular events, we are first going to take a look at some electives and clubs. Senior art is an elective open only to seniors who have been active in the art program during their time at Fleetwood. Owen has more.
Senior art is an elective offered by Fleetwood's art department. This art class is a very advanced class and is only offered to senior students. In this class, the 27 seniors are each given their own sketchbooks where they will hold all the art they work on throughout the year. This art will then be displayed on their own section of the wall in the art hallway.
Senior art is highly recommended for those people who really want to dig into the deepest possible level they can with their art. Certainly anybody who's considering an art school and want to get a portfolio together should be in there.
In this art class, the senior students are given the freedoms to use all prior knowledge and different medium forms to make their own personal art.
I really like this class, and it's a tough workload at times, but you can get through it, and all the projects have a lot of freedom that you can work around, so this class is really good for people that are really interested in art.
Senior art is a very challenging class, but is very helpful for people who are looking to pursue art. Reporting for Tiger TV News, I'm Owen Long.
Thank you, Owen. Competitive fitness is an extracurricular gym class run during 8th period. Here's Alan with more.
Mr. Jonathan from Fleetwood Area High School teaches a class called Competitive Fitness during 8th period of the school day.
I took competitive fitness because it's an extra period for me to get my lift in when I can't after school.
The class focuses on a steady balance between weightlifting and fitness activities.
Absolutely, because with the help of Mr. Jonathan or Ms. Kamoff, they can help you get a good lifting schedule and get you on the track to become an elite athlete.
He even does fitness bets with his class, such as the losing team having to do push-ups, so the competitive level goes up even more in the class. All sorts of kids love taking this class. Mr. Jonathan is a former NFL player, so he provides great help and input to the students taking his class. Reporting for Tiger TV News, I'm Alan Snyder.
Thanks, Alan. Next up, journalism is a class run by Mr. Haupt, where students write for the school newspaper, the Tiger Times. We send it over to Jake with more.
Mr. Haupt offers an all-year elective class at Fleetwood Area High School during the first period of the school day called journalism. The class is responsible for taking on news stories about the school, related events, or people from the school. These stories are auctioned off 4 points every cycle day. The class is responsible for putting together the Tiger Times.
One of the things I do for the Tiger Times is I allow students to get a slightly additional amount of points if they write on topics that are relevant and significant to the Fleetwood area community or the Fleetwood area high school.
They deliver the paper to first period classes on the first Monday of every month.
I would strongly recommend journalism for any student who has an interest in both writing, also current events, possibly even politics or history or anything of that sort.
This class is great if you're looking to pursue a career in writing and journalism. Reporting for Tiger TV News, I'm Jake Hess.
Thanks, Jake. The Fellowship of Christian Students meets weekly in the band room to discuss Christianity and its purpose. Mark has more.
Fellowship of Christian Students is a club at Fleetwood Area High School that meets on every Monday after school in either the band room or room 216. Students can come to learn about God and strengthen their faith through verbal lessons, music, and videos on certain topics. This club is all student led by their leaders Sadie Eggleston and Trevor Renschler, who plans the event together each week.
It's a lot of planning and it's a process, but it's really rewarding to see people benefit from getting closer to God.
After Mr. Ebersol's retirement, FCS has recently assigned a new advisor, Mrs. Graffey. She helps plan events with Sadie and Trevor if one of them is not able to help plan for the day.
Following in Mr. Ebersol's footsteps is challenging because he did it for so long, and I know he was so loved by the students, but I am enjoying it, enjoying getting to know students, the students in the group. And so far it's been good. I've been really happy with the attendance and happy with the way the students have accepted me as the new advisor.
While Sadie and Trevor run the club, students can also send videos, worship music, do their own lessons, or even ask if their youth pastors can come in and talk. The club is accepting of anyone to come, whether you are a Christian or if you have some doubts about faith. If you have any questions about the club or about God, be sure to talk to Mrs. Graffey in room 101 or find Sadie or Trevor. Reporting for Tiger TV News, I'm Mark Anthony.
Thank you, Mark. And that's all for clubs and electives. Before we keep the show rolling, here's a PSA about Fleetwood High School's Tap Locker.
TAP is the Tiger Assistance Program where students can go or be referred for help with mental health issues, drug and alcohol issues, tobacco cessation, etc., things like that. It was created because there was a realization that students, especially teenagers, deal with things that they just sometimes can't handle. Either fill out a TAP referral form, which can be found between Ms. Carino and Mrs. Sahadak's classrooms on the bulletin board, and fill it out either about a friend that they're concerned about or about themselves. During class, when no one's in the hallway, they can fold it up and put it in the slots of the TAP locker, which I check about once a day, and then that way, if they feel that their friend needs help or they need help, then they know that someone is going to look into it.
Next, we go to sports. The Fleetwood football team ended their impressive regular season on October 25th with their Hall of Fame game against Kutztown. We send it over to Jake with more.
The Fleetwood Tigers football team took on the Kutztown Cougars last Friday in the regular season finale at Kutztown High School. The outcome of this game would determine the winner of the Hall of Fame game trophy. Also, a win on Friday would clinch the first ever district playoff spot for the Fleetwood football team.
I think we really cemented ourselves in the Fleetwood record books this year. 8-2 record, obviously, first ever district playoff, 2.
They came out determined in the first half, scoring 41 unanswered points, making the score 41-0 at halftime. The Tigers pulled their starters in the second half, letting the backups get playing time. The Cougars added one more score in the fourth quarter, making the final score 41-6. Fleetwood finished the season with a historic 8-2 record and will host Conrad Weiser next Friday in the first round of district playoffs.
I really just want to keep on winning. It's my senior season, and I don't want to go out on a tough loss in playoffs, so I just want to keep on winning.
Reporting for Tiger TV News, I'm Jake Hess.
Thanks, Jake. Coming off their win against Schuylkill Valley, the girls volleyball team played a home game against Exeter. Trevor has more on how the game turned out.
On Wednesday, October 9th, Fleetwood girls varsity volleyball faced off against Exeter. Fleetwood came into the game with an overall record of 9 wins and 2 losses, hoping to add a win over the undefeated Exeter Eagles. Fleetwood's team showed a lot of cooperation and skill in their pre-game warm-ups, which helped them get the first win in the first set, 25-22. While showing a lot of effort and teamwork, Exeter managed to gain wins in the second and third set.
So as we all know, Exeter hasn't lost a set in a really long time, but as of right now, when we found out, we were the first team in I think about 7 years that Exeter has actually taken to 5 sets. So I think overall we had a little bit of pressure, but it went really well, and I think we put up a good fight.
Fleetwood did manage to make a comeback in the fourth set, winning 28-26. With the game tied with 2 sets apiece, it came down to the final set. Both teams worked hard with the score going back and forth, but in the end, Exeter managed to win the final set and the game, winning 15-13. Key players for Fleetwood were Allison Bradley with 10 kills, 15 digs, and 8 blocks, Rachel Gregg with 13 kills and 27 assists, and Celeste Cook with 7 kills and 5 digs. Despite losing the game, Fleetwood's fans showed a lot of support and the team managed to show skill, hard effort, and great teamwork that will definitely be shown throughout the remaining games of the season.
As a team, I think we played really well. I mean, we really gave Exeter a fight and a challenge, and I think overall we just kind of fell, but it was a really good game.
Reporting for Tiger TV News, I'm Trevor Wrench.
Thanks, Trevor. The girls volleyball team made it to counties as well, playing against Muhlenberg on October 17th. Alan has more on their county game.
The Fleetwood Tigers girls volleyball team took on the Muhlenberg Mules last Thursday at Reading High School in the first round of county playoffs. The Tigers came into the game as the second seed in the playoff bracket, and the Mules were third. Fleetwood took the first 2 sets with ease and were looking for a 3-set sweep. Muhlenberg took a controlling 24-18 lead in the third set, but the Tigers rallied back and won the set 28-26, completing the sweep.
And basically, we're at a point where we can just refine what we're already working on, and instead of starting over from scratch.
They move on to the semifinals on Saturday at Schuylkill Valley, playing the number 1 seeded Exeter Eagles.
We wanted to get to the next level because the next level we would play Exeter, and Exeter's the best team in essentially the state. So it was a really good competition.
Reporting for Tiger TV News, I'm Alan Snyder.
Thank you, Alan. And that's all for sports. We now go to Luke and Austin, who have just seen the sequel to 2009's Zombieland.
Hello, welcome to Movie Reviews with Austin and Luke. I am Austin Russell.
And I am Luke Gilbert.
And today we are reviewing Zombieland Double Tap, the highly anticipated sequel to 2009's Zombieland. This is the funniest movie I've seen all year, and there is no, contest. This is the funniest comedy of the year.
Well, I personally think that this movie, we were cackling inside the theater. It is absolutely a riot. It is wonderful to watch. It's just as good as the first one. Me, personally, I thought it was better. Austin respectfully disagrees with me. He thinks that Zombieland is one of his personal favorite movies. I love this movie. All the performances by all the actors are absolutely amazing. Jesse Eisenberg does a wonderful job once again.
I will say that if you weren't a fan of the first film, this will not change your mind. This is the first film, but dialed up to about 3,000. If you like the first one, go see this one because it is absolutely a riot and worth seeing. Plus, stay for the credits because it is the funniest part of the entire movie. And that's our quick movie review of Zombieland Double Tap. Yeah, I'm Austin.
And I'm Luke.
And reporting from Tiger TV News, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Luke and Austin. Now we move on to school events. The library has been under construction since the end of last year and just reopened on October 21st. Leo has more about what's new in the library.
On October 21st, the high school library reopened after being closed since the end of last year. There are some new great additions to the library, such as comfortable sofas for relaxing, raised tables for diligent working and reading, and also a much greater amount of space for if ever needed. A lot of these new improvements were able to happen because of Mr. Barnett's hard work. We got an interview with him to get his thoughts on the new setup.
Honestly, my favorite aspect of the space has got to be the space. So, we got rid of a lot of shelves, opened up a lot of space. There's some new furniture. The new couches are super comfy, way comfier than the old ones. But really, honestly, it's just the amount of space there is in here. We could just do so many more things in the library that we couldn't do before, and that I'm curious to see what we come up with.
The library wasn't the only thing to get some new improvements, though. The TV media team has an entirely new studio to work with, including a sound booth for voiceovers and storage, and a recording set for the show.
The space is really a blank canvas. We're going to be able to shoot the news in there. Students will be able to do original programming for shows that they come up with, like a sports talk show, movie review show, or something like that. And it's really going to be a dedicated space, for kids to get creative with and do what they want.
With all these new additions, the library has become an excellent place for students looking for a quiet place to get their work done. Reporting for Tiger TV News, I'm Leo Humer.
Thank you, Leo. Fleetwood hosted its semi-annual blood drive recently. Luke was there to cover the event.
The semi-annual blood drive was held on October 16th, 2019 at the Fleetwood Area High School. Students were able to participate in a variety of ways, by donating and also by volunteering to help as either a donor aide or a canteen attendant.
So as the canteen attendant, I do snacks and drinks and ring the bell if they feel sick. As a donor aide, I kind of go around to everybody donating, ask if they need chips or drink, pop ice packs for them to make sure they're okay, and just make sure that everybody's okay while they're donating.
The blood drive was open to anyone who wanted to partake in giving blood, both adults in the area and students who were able to leave their classes in order to save a life.
I kind of expected it to be a little bit rough in that like the injection and the blood process was going to be painful, but I didn't experience any of those problems at all.
There were 93 total donations that day, but 20 students were turned away due to time constraints. It seems as if the blood drive was a huge success, as it always is, and there will be many lives saved by the blood that was donated. Reporting for Tiger TV News, I'm Luke Gilbert.
Thanks, Luke. And finally, the annual Safe Trick or Treat was held on October 22nd at the high school. Leo was there to cover the event.
This year's Safe Trick or Treating was hosted on Tuesday, October 22nd at the Fleetwood Area High School. The Relay for Life team seems to always have a positive attitude towards this event, and they seem to make it greater than the last every year. As a way to decorate for the spooky season, the entire first floor was decorated, including the entrance, library, and cafeteria.
It's a safe place for young kids of the community to get involved in the Halloween spirit.
The Relay for Life team put together some great activities. They included a haunted house, balloon animals, face painting, pumpkin decorating, and even decorating some cookies.
It also raises money for a good cause.
Here kids could have the freedom to roam around going from door to door without parents having to worry. A safe environment for all, and a fun one at that. Reporting for Tiger TV News, I'm Leo Hoomer.
Thank you, Leo. Thanks for watching the Tiger TV Halloween special. We hope you enjoyed all the chills and thrills we had to offer. Join us next time for more Fleetwood news. With that, am I supposed to say that?
Don't say please turn around.
No, but with that.
With that.
See, why would I say my own name? Wait, hold on. Pause. Oh, I get it now. Wait, I'm still confused.